Hello students, today we'll be discussing about the characteristics of management. After going through some of the definition and concept of management, now we will discuss about the basic characteristics of management, which is also known as the nature of management or the features of management. So we shall discuss it one by one. The first characteristic of management is a goal-oriented process. The second one, management is all pervasive. The third one, management is multidimensional. The fourth one, management is a continuous process. The fifth one, management is a group activity. The sixth one, management is a dynamic function. And the seventh one, management is an intangible force. These are the 7 characteristics of management. Now we shall discuss and study one by one. The first one, management is a goal-oriented process. So you can see in a picture that every organization has to have its objectives. It should have the goal, and every management should aim at achieving the goal or target of an organization. Therefore, management always aims at achieving the organizational objectives, and all the functions and activities of a manager should lead to the achievement of organizational objectives. Management unites the efforts of different individuals in an organization towards achieving common goals. Therefore, you can see every organization should set a goal, and that is what is known as objective. Every organization exists in order to achieve its goal. And the goal should be simple and clear and achievable. Different organizations will have different goals. Now we shall go to the second characteristic of management, that is, management is all pervasive. You can see here, management is all pervasive means it's commonly found everywhere. It is present everywhere, right at your home, in the office, petrol pump, small organization as well as big organization. Therefore, management is nothing but pervasive. Managerial activities are performed in all the types of organizations, in all the departments. And all the departments means it may be finance department, it may be marketing department, it may be production or sales department, and at all the levels, that is the levels of management, that is top level management, the middle level management and the supervisory level management, which we'll be discussing later in this chapter. Management is required in all the organizations, whether it is big or small, manufacturing unit or a service sector, it is a profit-oriented unit or a non-profit-oriented unit, everywhere you find it commonly. So therefore, concept of management is used in the whole world. What the managers do in India, the same managers will do in USA, Germany or Japan, but the style of management will be different according to the nature, size, history and structure of the business. Now we shall go to the third characteristic of management, that is, management is multidimensional. You can see in the picture, a manager cannot think just in one line. A manager has to think in multiple lines, multiple directions, and this is what the picture defines. Management is multidimensional, and here we'll study the main 3 dimensions of management, that is, management of work, management of people and management of operations. Now we shall discuss in detail about the management of work. Here you can see how a manager is working and how he is managing all the works together in an organization. Management activities aims at achieving goals or tasks to be accomplished, and management makes sure that all the work is accomplished effectively and efficiently. The work is completed at the right time at less cost. That is what a manager has to check when it means management of work. So every business unit exists for the performance of work. For example, a factory manufactures a product. In a hospital, a patient is treated, and therefore management translates the work in terms of goals and puts all the efforts to achieve it, and it is nothing but the process of making decisions and preparing budgets and delegating the authority and responsibility and getting the work done. Now we shall go to the next dimension, that is management of people. Here you can see how a manager is managing the people, and here the human resource of an organization, they are the most important asset of an organization. They are also called as the backbone of the organization. So the most challenging task of a manager is actually to get the work done through these people, because people are of different behavior. People have different needs when they join the organization. So here people refers to human resource, and here management has to accomplish all the tasks through these people by making their strength effective and weaknesses irrelevant, by ignoring their weaknesses and developing their strength. This is how a manager should work with the people. So managing with people has again two dimensions, that is taking care of employees' individual needs, that is personal needs and requirements should be taken care by a management, and also in a group what are the requirements should also be taken care by the management. Now we shall go to the third dimension, that is management of operation. Here you can see operation means all the functions and activities that are performed by a manager. Operation refers to all the activities of production cycle, that is such as buying inputs, converting them into semi-finished products or finished products. Management of operation concentrates actually mixing of management of work with management of people both together, and then deciding what work has to be done and how it should be done and who should do it, and that is what is called as management of operation. So every organization is dealing with certain product or service, and this requires production process, and which will give you the output and get the work done with all the operations complete, and the product will be ready for consumption. Now we shall discuss the next characteristic of management, that is management is a continuous process. In the picture you can see a manager is working day and night, and manager cannot relax at any point of time. Therefore here the management is always going on with a never-ending function. It is a continuous or never-ending function. All the functions of management are performed continuously. For example, planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling are all performed by the managers at all the time. There is no break, there is no relaxation for a manager after planning, or he cannot think, okay, after staffing I can sit quietly, I can take rest. No. Every manager has to work day and night. There is no time for them to relax. It's a continuous process. Once the planning process is completed, they have to start with the organizing process. Once the organization is completed, they have to start with the staffing process. Once the staffing process is completed, they have to start with the directing process. Once the directing process is completed, they have to start with the controlling process, and so on and so forth. So it's a never-ending process. Sometimes they are doing planning and staffing all together at a time, simultaneously. So managers perform ongoing series of functions continuously in an organization. Now we shall go to the next characteristic of management, that is management is a group activity. Here you can see a manager with the group of people, and this is a real, you can say, challenging task again for a manager to bring the people together unitedly, integrating them, and then get the work done. So therefore here management always refers to a group of people involved in managerial activities. There should be a group of people unitedly. They have to work for achievement of organizational objectives. Each individual performs his or her role at his or her status and department. Then only management functions can be executed. When every person is determined to work according to their duties given, according to their responsibilities given, according to the designation given to them, according to the department and work given to them, only then the management function can go on smoothly and achieve the organizational goals. Even the result of management affects every individual and every department of the organization. So it always refers to a group effort and not the individual effort of one person. So here it's very important, students. Here you have to bring, as a management, you should bring all the individuals together and then direct them towards a common goal in a group. That is what is known as a group activity. Here, an organization has different types of people with different needs and behavior, and all of them work together to achieve the organizational objectives, and this is what is called as a team spirit. It requires coordination of individuals and then bring them together for achieving a common goal. The next characteristic of management is a dynamic function. Here you can see in the picture the ever-changing world and how the two managers are shaking hands together. It's nothing but showing the world may change, and we as a businessman, we as management, we are going to adapt to the changes and survive in this competitive world. So therefore, management is nothing but adapting to the changes. It's never static. Management goes on changing. It cannot remain static. In order to remain successful in the market, management has to change according to the changing situations and changing environment. So management has to make changes even in the objectives, that is the goal or target, even in the functions, that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and other activities and operations according to the changes that takes place in the environment. Especially what very badly influences, or you can say adversely influences, very strongly influences the management or business is the external environment, such as the social, the economical, the technological, political and legal environment that has great influence over the management of business. Management has to always adapt to these changes so that it can survive in the competitive market. The next characteristic of management is an intangible force. You can see in the picture an invisible man. So management is nothing but invisible, but its presence can always be felt. Management is intangible means management cannot be seen or touched, but its presence can be felt everywhere, and that is the meaning of management is intangible. So management functions is nothing but is felt by seeing the orderliness and coordination of the working environment. When the goals are achieved successfully, when everything is going on in a very well organized way, in a very systematic way, in a formal manner, where all the employees and customers are happy and satisfied, then you can really feel the presence of management. That is why it said that it is an intangible force, means you cannot see or you cannot touch, but its presence is very much felt in a business organization. That's all for today, dear students. Thank you.